So definitely, this time for sure, I have found the strongest Lynel in Breath of the Wild. Special thanks to Lindsay Kang, who commented on my last video with the suggestion to find a Silver Lynel. So this Lynel is incredibly similar to the one we fought in my last video. However, as it does hold a different weapon, some of its attack patterns differ. So you can find this guy in the Colosseum ruins just north of the starting area. Use whatever attack items you like, extra stamina if you need it. You can start off this battle however you like. I chose the jumping smash from Smash Bros. 64 here. So right off the bat, I start getting critical hits. That one was a little bit of a cheap hit, honestly. I don't know how I hit that hitbox, but I'm not questioning it. Luckily, I do manage to grab a couple of really good hits here. Getting in for extra damage right before the mount. And another critical. Let's just keep this train rolling. I'm using the highest attack power I have on a sword right here, so that's why I'm doing so much damage. Keep getting those critical hits and going for damage. We'll get to his attack patterns in a little bit here. Obviously hitting criticals with arrows is optimal, but I did want to cover his melee attacks at range, so I purposely stopped using arrows for the second half of the fight. If your weapon does break, make sure to pick a one-handed weapon for this fight, as you do want to use your shield. I go through a couple options here, and they're all two-handed, so I pick the most optimal one-handed weapon here. This attack's really good to try and get a critical hit, as he doesn't move very much. Try and keep your distance from that, though. And so this Lynel specifically, he is carrying a flame sword, and most of his attacks are horizontal. So you want to be flipping back as much as possible, using your evade to jump backwards. So he still does shoot the fireball attack. That's actually the first time that happened to me on the few runs that I did. So this is a good example of jumping backwards when he's using his horizontal slash, and keeping in close prompts him to use those horizontal slashes more. There are 3 in this burst here, and if you just keep mashing the A button and jumping backwards, just as I just did there, you can easily get these flurry rushes in. I'm pretty much just farming at this point, because this guy just keeps using the same attack, and you can easily just spam that jump button, backdash, and so a little bit sad here. I almost had a 0 damage run, and I decided not to move back as far as I should have. Keep getting those critical hits, getting it for extra damage before you mount him. Rinse and repeat. He's pretty much dead here. Actually, he is dead here. Huh. And unfortunately, the sword that he's using isn't as powerful as the weapon from the last guy, so not as great, but he does carry a very strong shield, as I make room for here. The bow is about the same. It's 32 times 3. And the shield is 62 damage.